Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you've been living under a rock for the last week or so, you may not have heard of the new original anime from Studio Mappa, Zenshu. Let me put you onto this anime and why you should be watching it. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically, if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on this channel as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about manga. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Let me start out by saying that this anime is a love letter to anime. If all you've got to go on is the description on my anime list, you probably took one look at it and went, eh. Let me read it for you. After graduating from high school, Natsuko Kurose starts her career as an animator. Her talent quickly flourishes, and she makes her debut as a director in no time. Her first anime becomes a massive hit, sparking a social phenomenon and earning her recognition as an up-and-coming genius director. Her next project is set to be a romantic comedy movie themed around first love. However, having never been in love herself, Natsuko struggles to understand the concept of first love, and as a result, she's unable to create the storyboard, causing the movie production to come to a standstill. Okay, sounds boring, right? An anime about making anime? I mean, sure, it could be educational, but for Pete's sake, can we get someone with some marketing or sales skills to write up better pitches? You know what? It's fine. This is why I have a channel like this in the first place. It lets me put my sales skills and literature degree to work. When I say this show is a love letter to anime, I'm not joking. Let me set the scene. As a young girl, Natsuko was traumatized by an anime called A Tale of Perishing. The anime had a dark ending that confused a lot of people, Natsuko among them. She also became obsessed with anime in general and A Tale of Perishing specifically. This happens sometimes, and I have some personal experience with the phenomena. When I was 3, I snuck downstairs to see what my parents were watching. 2 knights were fighting on television. Suddenly, one of the knights threw his sword into the other knight's head. Blood sprayed everywhere, and I had nightmares for a month. Afterwards, I became obsessed with all things medieval and fantasy. Tolkien, Eddings, Lagoon, Martin, Jordan, Shelley, Shakespeare, Mallory, Gemmell, Green, Alexander, Lewis, Proust, Baum, Brooks, Butcher, Feist, Weiss and Hickman, Salvatore, Goodkind, Asimov, Dick, Herbert, King, Lynch, Wells, McCaffrey, Dante, Pratchett, Zelazny, Anthony, Rothfuss, Sanderson, Stoker. I've read them all. Learning at the feet of the masters since I was a small child, all due to a scene from Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail, seen when I was far too young to understand how silly that fight scene was. So when I tell you that I identify with Natsuko, please believe me. Right after high school, Natsuko starts working as an animator. She impresses her bosses, and soon she becomes a lead animator, then episode director, then series director. Her new series, Sukeban Magical Girl Dark Academy, became a renowned hit, and Natsuko became a household name. Well, at least well known among anime fans. And if someone can take a show about a magical girl fighting against Yakuza to new heights, she can surely make a movie about romance, right? Apparently not. Struggling to get started and slowing down production to the point that they're not sure that they can make the deadline, nothing Natsuko has drawn has lived up to her expectations. Every time she starts a storyboard, she scraps it and throws it away. Deciding to take a break, she goes to eat some clearance clams. Clams that are outside of their expiration date. Of course, she gets food poisoning and collapses, and then wakes up in the world of A Tale of Perishing. Suddenly attacked by a void, Luke Braveheart, the hero of the anime, saves her. At first, Natsuko thinks this is just some incredible cosplay, but she soon discovers this is real. After getting yelled at by Luke and watching him fly off on Gunio with Memon, Natsuko trudges towards the last town. When she arrives, she finds the mayor and Elder Baobab giving a speech about how the only ones who can stop the ultimate void and save the world are the 9 soldiers. Natsuko is able to copy Elder Baobab's words as they're being said, because she has the anime memorized. Okay, so what does this have to do with a love for anime? All we've seen so far is an animator getting Isekai'd into her favorite anime series. Hold on, dear viewer. I promise it's coming. Natsuko knows what's happening next. In the middle of the celebration, a massive army of voids attacks the city. Luke and his companions are unable to slow them down. Luke is injured and Unio runs off to perform a suicide attack. Natsuko remembers that this drives Luke insane and leads to the anime's dark and disturbing ending. But all of a sudden, her peg bar starts glowing and talking to her. "You need to draw, Natsuko." And so she does, like the master animator she is. Except this is an isekai, and it wouldn't be a proper isekai if the main character didn't have magical powers. Like a scene straight out of every magical girl anime ever, Natsuko's drawing desk from her office suddenly appears. Her face glows with magic and her pencil flies through the pages. And then, something that looks like a cross between a Ghibli film and Ultraman appears. Is it an Eva reference? A Sailor Moon reference? A Nausicaä reference? Or all of the above? And as you think back to earlier in the episode, you remember the anime that Natsuko made. We're shown a short scene of the magical girl jumping into an old-fashioned Japanese house and fighting a bunch of mafia. Is this a One Piece reference? What about Love Hina, or A Certain Magical Index, or Fire Force? Anime is full of scenes where the hero busts down the door to beat up the bad guy. Even the anime that Natsuko is isekai'd into, the characters and settings are all familiar. The last town has a giant crystal in the middle, just like Laputa, or Crystal Tokyo, or even Olympus. Unio reminds me a lot of Unico, a classic anime about a young unicorn trying to save a bunch of people from an insane witch. Every single scene in this anime is gorgeous. The animation and the artwork are stunningly beautiful. Trust me, you won't regret giving this anime a shot. By the time this video comes out, episode 2 will have aired. But at the time of recording, it hasn't yet. Have you watched it? What'd you think? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits at gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Damon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alex, Borgi, Nazwan Konga, Aaron, Chris, Robert, William Pye, Gazaris, Booksu, Patrick, Naffy Noodle, Tiz, Art, Richard, Devin, Lucius, Sinton, on. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Damon.